Hey guys, how's it going? Back for another episode of the Newbie Farm. I believe this is episode 7, 8? I really gotta start getting these numbers down. Anyways, like I said I would come back when the rye was ready, and as you can see, the rye is ready to go. And as I previously mentioned as well, the canola would not be ready yet, as you can see. So we are going to go ahead and harvest this rye. So let me get into my Ford here. I'm going to put him in a group. I've had to reset him so many times that he's not in a group anymore. And I'm going to set him on the unload course. F10 unload. Perfect. So, I will set... Oh, I might just set him on manually do it. Or just run into the wall. How about not? Let's not do that. I'll set him down here. There we go. I can't imagine what would happen if I had one of those tractors that tore up the field. That'd be terrible. Would work pretty horrible with course play, let's just say that. So go ahead and start up the combine here, and this is rye, and I did a little test strip, as you can see right back here, to see if it would work or not, and it does, which is good. So we're going to go ahead and start combining. I thought rye would actually, if you look at the rye, it looks like you could actually get straw from it, but apparently not. That kind of threw me off a little bit, because I was totally expecting straw from this. So as you can see, no straw. Little sad about that. I'm not gonna lie to you here. So I'm just gonna keep this auger arm out here just all the time because it doesn't make a difference. I'm just gonna harvest all of this. So yeah, I totally thought it would make straw so I could put some with the pigs. As you can see, I sold most of the pigs. I did a lot of that last time, and I am down to 54 pigs now. Not a huge amount of pigs, but they'll grow as they feed them more. Unfortunately, they don't eat rye for whatever reason. I don't know why. So I'll have to feed them to something else. Because of that, actually, what I was thinking was I might plant this field as barley, because they do eat barley, and barley does have a shorter growing time, and I can get straw from it as well, which would be nice. The funny thing is I actually have some leftover straw right now from the last time I did wheat, but the problem is I cannot pick it up yet with what I have. I would have to buy something else, and I don't have the money to buy anything right now. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Good, I'm not missing any. One of the cool things that actually happened not too long ago, I was talking to a guy on Twitter. I've actually done an interview with him before for one of my websites called My Farm Education, and it's basically a website about people who are interested in farming and trying to get into farming a little bit, and it's basically my experience in what I've learned so far about farming, and that's probably part of the reason why I got into this game as well. But yeah, so anyways, the website's about learning about farming, basically. So what I was talking to him about was potentially doing an interview about silage specifically. He actually has a beef farm, and he's willing to talk to me about silage specifically, which is really cool because I don't know much about silage. So the idea would be, because he actually has done sorghum before, so actually in this particular map, there is sorghum. I don't know if it works as silage in this game, but in real life you can actually use it as a form of silage. You basically chop it up the same way you would with corn, and you would then use it in silage. The interesting part is that he actually doesn't have a bunker like you would in this game, like in Farming Simulator. He actually uses silos instead, which kind of threw me off, because I was like, you can put silage in a silo? Apparently it's possible, which, like I said, threw me off a little bit. So he actually put his silage. He actually puts his silage in a silo, which is kind of cool actually, because I'd never heard about that before. The other interesting thing is that actually he mixes the silage as well. So he said he was able to put a little, like, you could mix like corn silage with grass silage, sorghum, doesn't make a difference, and he has a couple of different mixes in there. And he said he also does alfalfa as well, but that was more like baleage. Yeah, I never understood that. So sometimes they have these terms called like haylage and baleage. Basically refers to baling hay. That's what it boils down to. I can't look beside me. Yeah, so they call it haylage or baleage sometimes, and it just refers to baling hay, or that's basically it. Baling hay, doing making hay bales and wrapping them, I guess it would be. So they make silage there. So I'm going to have a conversation with him, hopefully this weekend, about silage. I have to double check his schedule to see if he's available. If he is, that's going to be awesome. If not, I'll have to get to you next week sometime. So I was wondering if there's any questions you wanted me to ask him about silage specifically. Obviously, real life related silage questions, not farming simulator silage questions, but I'm interested in it, and excuse me, I'm interested in it, so I thought I would do an interview about it because I didn't know much about it, and hopefully during the interview I'll learn something, and you guys will too. As you're probably aware, the YouTube channel primarily relates to farming. I have a few websites that have information on the channel there. I have Marketing Your Farm. I have My Farm Education. I also have Farming Equipment in Canada. Basically, it's mostly farm-related stuff on this channel. Oh, he's in my way. Oh, I guess let's go around him. So it's all farming-related stuff on the channel, which is nice. Well, nice for me at least, and hopefully for you guys too. So we'll get the interview hopefully by this weekend or next week. So let me know in the comments if you have any specific questions about silage in real life, not in Farming Simulator. So yeah. Anyways, that was a little aside. It looks like, excuse me, I feel like I have a frog in my throat right now. I've been talking all day at work, so teaching English. Anyways, it looks like rye produces a similar amount as barley and wheat does. So I guess it's kind of like in that grain-related family there, which is kind of nice. But I'm still annoyed about the lack of, I'm still annoyed about the lack of straw. It definitely looks like there could be straw in here. And I can't change the selection of my header to my vehicle, which is kind of strange actually, because normally you can just choose whether you're going to chop straw or not, and I don't think this particular tractor, or this combine I should say, has that possibility. So if it does, I think it just automatically chops the straw, or automatically just drops the straw on the field. So yeah, I don't know much about rye in real life. I know there's rye bread, which is really good. I enjoy it. But other than that, I don't know what it's used for. Perhaps bread and other bread-related things, but I might have to ask somebody about that. I don't know many people in Canada, or in Ontario, I should say, that actually grow rye. I think the main reason why, I know, like, for example, I know mostly cash croppers who basically are obviously cash cropping, so they want profitable crops, and rye is not one of them. Actually, in real life, barley isn't really a profitable crop. Basically, the only reason why people actually grow barley is because they have cows, and they want the barley for feed, basically. And then the straw. A lot of people want the straw from barley because apparently it's really nice straw. I've discovered. So, which is kind of interesting, actually. In this game, obviously, it doesn't make a difference whether it's straw from wheat or straw from barley. It's just straw in this game, basically. So, the one thing I don't like about this combine, it's really small, and I can't see behind me unless I do this. Actually, never mind. I think you can do it in any combine, but I feel like in other combines you have more visibility. Like you can look further back, but I guess not really. Oh well. Yeah, so I don't know much about rye. I suppose people use it for breads and cereal related stuff, but not much more than that, I guess. So if you know what else rye is used for, I suppose I could research it too. Don't be afraid to leave a comment and tell me what rye is used for. So, if you're a big fan of Farming Simulator Let's Play series, another guy I like to follow is Jim over at Predatory Gaming. He's from the UK, but he just started a new Let's Play multiplayer series on Maple Tree Farm, I think it is. And apparently he says he's going to try and use a lot of mods this time around as opposed to doing a bit more of a traditional style, so that'll be kind of interesting. Come on now. Don't be shy. Sneak up on that. I don't know why it's being silly like this. There we go. Yeah, so he has a pretty good little series there going on. He did another series on Drayton Farm, and he also did another series on Spring Hill. I checked out Spring Hill Farm. I didn't like it personally. Too confined. It's a nice looking map, don't get me wrong. I just didn't like. Well, I'd say in the farm itself is a little too confined. So I didn't want to play on that one. But a lot of people love it, so if you love it, that's great. I don't. For whatever reason, I prefer a bit more open maps, or maps that have an open farm, as opposed to like a really confined. I don't like UK style farms. Is what it boils down to. They look gorgeous. I just don't like actually playing them because they're just really confined, and it's easy to get frustrated in those types of situations. So like I have another save on Radnor Valley, I think it is, which is supposed to be an Irish farm. It's a lovely looking map, but I don't like playing on it that much because I don't like running into fences as I mentioned at the starting of the series. I don't like running into trees. Again, you can run into trees in that too. So a couple of the reasons why I don't play on that particular map. It's a nice map and I like playing on it for short periods of time, but not for long periods of time. So yeah, actually, I think I have a couple other ones. I play a little bit on what's it? Belgique Profonde, I think it's called. It's part of the mod contest from Giant. Really like that map. Really cool design. I like the ability I like some of the things they added. They added the pig mod in that map as well, which is really nice. And the way they organized like the liquid manure pit was really cool. And the manure itself was kind of interesting as well, but it was you'd have to do a lot of front loader work or a lot of conveyor belt related work, and I just don't enjoy that as much. I'd have it in this one as well, but at least I have silos, and that one I don't think there were silos at all. You kind of dropped it off and you had to I think you had to go and manually do it, and I didn't want to get into that kind of stuff. So really nice map though. I liked it a lot. So I've definitely tried out quite a few maps. I prefer maps that are a bit more open in the farm, as opposed to the really narrow, tight, confined ones. But they have their place for people who enjoy that, enjoy a challenge, I guess. I enjoy a challenge to a certain degree, but not when I get frustrated because I'm running into a wall every 10 seconds. Maybe it's just me. So I actually downloaded a couple new mods today as well over at FS-UK. They just uploaded a couple new mods. They uploaded a really nice case tractor, which I think was part of the mod contest. I just never used it before, basically. And there was also a fertilizer, I think it was, a fertilized transport trailer, which was pretty cool as well. I haven't actually tested them in game, but they got a 5 out of 5 on FS-UK, so that means, you know, it's pretty decent. And they also got a gold standard, which is nice as well. So generally from FS-UK, they have a really good system in place that basically, if it's a gold standard, it's pretty chill. It's solid. If it's silver, it's still not too bad. Oops, I'm full. If it's silver, it's still not too bad, but if it's silver, it's not too bad, but definitely gold where it's at. So if it's a gold one, it's a pretty, like, either it's a mod like a tractor or something, or a combine, really solid, or if it's a map, it's really good as well. So it must be full. One of the other maps I played on that was on the FS-UK was the U Farm, I think it's called, by, I think it's Modding Society. I liked that map. It was cool. It was based on Hagenstad, but one of the things I didn't like about it was there was no space to put mixing stations, and I had 1,000 cows in that map particularly, so I didn't have enough space for mixing stations, which is kind of annoying. So well, I'm actually going to not pause the recording, but stop this guy for a quick sec here. I'm going to hop into here, let this guy unload, and then I'm going to go fuel him up, because you can actually set course play so he refuels automatically, but I just didn't set up the course when I did it that way. My bad, I guess. It's funny, they use the same particle as chaff, it looks like, so. Not a super, whoop, oh, that's a wall. Not super amazing, but hey, as long as it functions, I'm cool with that. I think I'm getting a teensy-weensy bit of lag, and that's probably because I'm recording, I guess, actually. Where is my fuel? It's up here, isn't it? No, down here. Here we go, it's down here. Let's just drive around everything. Anyways, yeah, so we're at $17,000, and I think last time I mentioned I might buy another tractor. Obviously, I haven't done that yet. I may buy another tractor after the canola is ready to go, but we'll see. We'll see. I bought a few more chickens, I think. Or no, I have a few more chickens now. 43 chickens, which is pretty cool. So hopefully, I'm carrying 100 and... Oh, actually, I should pick up the eggs while I'm over in this direction. I don't know if, even if you had 1,000 chickens, I don't know how profitable it would actually be. You'd probably have to have a really large number of chickens for it to be profitable. And you would have to check that chicken coop like every hour, probably at that rate. The nice thing about chickens is they don't require any efficiency, even with in this map, for example, they have the water mod installed, and they need wheat as well. But even though they don't have either that right now, they're still at 100% productivity, which is pretty chill. I don't have to worry about that at all. So pigs, on the other hand, need to be fed all the time apparently for them to be productive. Although they do still keep producing liquid manure, which is nice for us. I don't know if I'm gonna get crazy on the pigs, because as I said before, they're not really that profitable, unfortunately. But maybe when it's a great demand, they might be. But even if they double in price, it's still only $50 a pig, so not amazing. But maybe. I like the liquid manure aspect, so I probably will keep feeding them because of that. So maybe what I'll do is I'll get like 200 pigs and just stop feeding them so they keep producing liquid manure. I know that's terrible, but that's what I might do. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But the pig mod is pretty cool. As I mentioned before, on this particular map, it's a little tight with that particular trailer that's suggested. But it definitely does work, which is good. So, I'm gonna grab a sip of water. So, almost done with the rye field, which is good. And then, like I mentioned, I will replant this as barley because... Oh, I'm full again. And loader's taking his time. Because I want the straw. And as I mentioned, if I want to keep feeding the pigs, I will probably feed them barley, because I believe barley grows faster than wheat in this map, or on this map I should say. So that's good. I don't know what to do next though. I don't know if I can buy. don't have enough money to buy a field. And I could buy another tractor, I suppose. But I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I definitely need to start getting some silage going on, just because I need that for cows, and cows are a little bit more productive. Well, profitable, I'll say. A little bit more profitable than pigs so far. I wonder if they'll include things like, well, I wonder if they'll include more livestock in the upcoming version of Farming Simulator. Well, 2014 or 15, I guess, whatever what the next one is. Because in like the standard, they only have what? Chickens, cows, and sheep. So it'd be kind of cool if they were to introduce some other livestock. Maybe something like bison would be kind of cool. But I guess bison would be like cows in the long run. I don't know what would be kind of really out there. I don't know, ducks maybe, or I don't know. Emu would be kind of funny actually. I know in Ontario we have some emu farms in some places. Not everywhere, but some places. So definitely not for everybody. Some people can't imagine eating an emu, and other people are like, yeah, it's not for me. I've actually had emu before, and it's really good. But it's like people eating horses and all that jazz. Depends what you're into. Some people agree with it, some people don't. So it's really up to your own particular, well, not needs, but desires, or whatever you want, basically. So almost done the rye field here, and then I can, if I had another tractor, I would start replanting right now, but alas, I don't. So I have to do this I don't have to do it manually, but it's a small field, so I don't mind doing it manually. And if we weren't harvesting the rye right now, we would be doing nothing else, basically. I'd be sitting back and watching the harvester go at it with the guy on the course play, basically. So gives me a chance to chit chat a little bit with you guys and talk a little bit. And is he gonna come in here? So yeah, I'm not gonna pause the episode. I'm not gonna stop the episode. I think it's gonna keep going. I'm gonna plant this field as barley and fertilize it, and I think, and then after that, I think I will stop the episode. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. All right. So that is the field harvested with rye. Sweet. It actually works. You know, first time around, it's always a little skeptical to see whether the new fruit will work or not. Obviously, it does, which is awesome. Glad it did, because that would have sucked if it didn't work. I haven't tried every fruit yet, so we'll see what happens. Whoa. Let me just get into my other tractor here, and I'll drive this myself. So, yeah. We'll see what happens next. So far, I thought the rye would look a little bit cooler, like the little icon on the bottom right-hand side there, but whatever. Most of the other ones are like, I think green wheat was like a black background with a huge green wheat, and that was it. But how much rye did we get from that? Let's take a look. Here we are. We got 7,800 rye. That's it. 7,850 apparently. Which I guess isn't terrible. If I could do that 2 or 3 times, I guess that would be good. Like, I guess that's probably this. Maybe it's not the same amount. I don't know. I'm not sure how much I would get if I planted that as barley or wheat. But I guess I'm gonna find out. So, one of the things I don't like about planting this field, I'm just gonna drop this here for now. I'll put it away later. One of the things I don't like about planting on this, well, the field number 10 at least, is that you do have the wall there, and I've probably mentioned that a couple times already. Millet, I actually can harvest millet, and millet I think is a bit shorter. Green wheat, hemp, oats, I could do oats actually. I don't know if oats is faster or not. We'll stick with barley for now. I'm pretty sure you get straw from oats too, though. don't know how fast the growing time is. We'll just do barley for this time. Ah, no, let's just try it. Let's just go for it and see what happens. Let's try the oats. I know it's being a little reckless, but not really. So I'll set him on his merry way because he will not consume anything, but I will. So, I guess I should have just stayed in that tractor. Otherwise, you're just going to sit here and watch me watch the tractor, I guess. And this is where the second tractor comes into play. Yeah. Definitely. So, yeah, maybe I'll just pop back in the tractor here. And then I will make sure he doesn't mess it up. Because I'm pretty sure you do get straw from oats. At least I've seen in other games you get straw from oats. So, I like to think you get straw in this one too, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Got lots of liquid manure, which is great. So we can probably fertilize this field a dozen times over, it seems like. Alright, I'm just going to stop him there. Back him across. Because every time I don't do this, it just gets ugly. So we're going to put a couple strips across the top. And then I will let him go at it again. Yeah, I wonder how much oats. Let's just double check how much oats actually sell for. Oats, 179. So that probably means they are going to have a bit of a longer growing cycle then. What? Why did it stop there? Oh, because it did stop there. Yeah, so it's probably going to have a bit of a longer growing cycle, which is okay, I guess. At that rate, it actually might finish. It might finish the same time as the canola, actually. I don't know. Don't drive up the wall now. It's not very polite. Sheesh. All right. Let's get this done here. There we go. Nice. All right. Let's do a strip again this way. Actually, it'll be two in the long run. And then he should be good to go out by himself. Like I said a couple times already, definitely love no-till seeders. Makes your life so much easier. I don't like cultivating, so. And actually, in real life, one of the nice things about using a no-till seeder is the fact that it actually is better for the soil because you're not. There's less compaction because you're not driving on the soil nearly as much. There's less erosion as well, which is good. So the less your soil erodes, obviously the better it's going to be. And the reason why it doesn't erode as much is because there's still plant matter basically in the ground, which prevents the erosion from happening a little bit. One of the big problems about no-till seeders in real life is that they are bloody expensive. I think I looked at a seeder a while back. I don't think it was no-till. And I have to remember, but even one that's not no-till is pretty expensive for brand new, at least. So let's say this one right here. This one in the game costs $32,000, and I'm pretty sure if I were to look it up on the Horse website, I think it would be probably from $30,000 to $50,000 maybe. With a no-till option, yeah, it'd be probably pretty pricey. But it's a very nice unit. It's 3 meters wide, and for smaller operations, it's a pretty nice little size. No-till for people in real life. Some people are definitely going to go the no-till route because they're trying to do a no-till operation. It's a little bit of a newer thing. Not everyone does it because the equipment is a bit on the pricier side. It's definitely doable though for smaller operations, but they definitely have to budget for it a little bit more. Like one of the things, I guess he's gone off the wall there. One of the things that you need to think about is the fact that fuel costs these days are going up. So by using something that you only have to go through the field like once as opposed to 2 or 3 times, can save you on fuel as well, which is nice in the long run, at least. They're all factors. Like that's why GPS is really important these days for bigger operations. because the less times you go over the same thing, the more money you're going to save, basically. So like they have GPS, which just goes down to like 6 inches of overlap, which is pretty spectacular, in my mind at least. I suppose I could put down the markers, but let's leave them up for the time being. This hard worker is a pro worker. I'm not doing it because I would do a terrible job, but I'm just tagging along for now. So, you know what? I think I might just stop the episode here for now. Let this hard worker go at it for the time being. Finish planting this field as he drives up walls, apparently. Have him finish this field, and then I'll fertilize it off camera, and then I'll come back again when the oats are ready to be harvested. Hopefully, crossing our fingers, we'll get some straw. Anyways, my name's Ian Robson, and let me know again if you have any questions about silage for my farming friend, who actually is a real farmer. And I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.